Its wildlife and national parks are highly endangered by poaching and illegal logging. It's the epicenter of the illegal trade in ivory and pangolin scales, with tons of product representing thousands of animals seized in recent times by customs. It has strong demand for illegal bushmeat that endangers animals and risks introduction of zoonotic disease. But Nigeria could be a conservation leader. With Lagos leading the way, Nigeria is updating its wildlife legislation. It's improving its wildlife law enforcement, and it's revolutionizing its public awareness. WADA and its Nigerian partners are launching the largest ever conservation awareness program in Africa to drastically increase coverage of wildlife issues. Working with government agencies, working with the media, working with prominent Nigerian ambassadors.
Report suspicious activity and wildlife crime.
To promote Nigeria's national parks. To promote wildlife law enforcement. To raise awareness of the dangers of illegal bushmeat. And to promote alternatives. Nigeria can go from crisis to becoming a leader in conservation.
So let's do the right thing.
Tell your family and friends to say no to illegal bushmeat.
Keep them wild, keep them wild. Keep them wild, keep us safe. And keep us safe.
Latest entrant, latest technology. Welcome to Intel 4G LTE Advanced and experience super fast internet access today. Visit intel.com.ng or any of our stores in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt to get started. Intel. Learn more.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on the thing, then NTA. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International. Your window through the world. Hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad.
We strengthened local and foreign partners who with well-established network and understanding the dynamics of the country is one way to guarantee success.
Be assured of enabling business environment. President Buhari will foreign investors on the sidelines of Congress. Occupy your houses or pay tax on them. Senate plans to impose levies on uninhabited buildings in FCT.
This training will empower them to be able to be more energy sensitive and energy considerate in terms of what they use and what not they use.
Also on the next slide, 50 Yoruba women undergo training on sport making to mitigate and adapt impact of climate change. Hello and a warm welcome to NTA Network News. I am Jummai Yusuf. It's a female squad tonight. Adeola Kami Akere joins us from Lagos and Zenre Dignum is in Jos. Now, don't forget to follow the newscast live on our website nta.ng/live as well as all the social media platforms displayed on the screen. We'll begin with happenings at Onga as President Muhammadu Buhari says increased collaboration with Nigeria is essential towards mitigating the current and potential future supply chain challenges as the country is ready to fill greater amount of global demand. Addressing participants to the second Nigeria International Economic Partnership Forum in New York, the president assured foreign investors of an enabling business environment that is open and friendly. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
The Nigeria International Economic Partnership Forum is put together to, amongst others, share practical experiences on business and economy as well as garner support for Nigeria's high-impact developmental ambitions. These include driving strategic and financial investment into Nigeria's real sector and, most importantly, positioning the country as a major international supply chain partner to leading global economies like the United States.
Nigeria and the United States have been well allies for many years.
Apart from being Nigeria's main trading partner, the United States, President Buhari said, is also one of the country's most important diplomatic partners.
In 2020, Nigeria exported over 1.69 billion United States worth of goods in the United States. These exports were primarily made of crude oil and other petroleum products. Nigeria's capability is not just limited to oil and gas industry, but a variety of other sectors that hold real potentials.
As Africa's largest economy with over 200 million strong consumer market, the president takes pride in the fact that Nigeria is home to a range of attractive opportunities in critical economic sectors such as agriculture, healthcare, manufacturing, infrastructure development, and technology.
I have always held the strong conviction that there is no crisis without an accompanying opportunity and solution. The situation in the world today presents an opportunity for real sector investments in Nigeria. I trust that this event will help build partnerships that will translate into increased trade and investment flows into Nigeria and the United States.
And apart from strengthening its position as a gateway to an integrated continental market of 1.3 billion consumers as well as an aggregate GDP of $3.4 trillion, Nigeria also has fiscal investment incentives that include 3 to 5 years of tax holidays towards encouraging increased private capital inflows.
Going into partnership with strengthened local and foreign partners who have well-established networks and understanding.
By President Adama Barrow of the Gambia, President Buhari restated federal government's commitment to resetting the nation's economic policies for effective service delivery and fulfillment of public aspirations. From New York, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the second edition of Nigeria International Economic Partnership Forum in New York has begun to yield results with more than $2 billion commitment by investors. This is as Nigeria's domestic investors tell their foreign counterparts that insecurity in some parts of the country has not stopped their business from thriving. Again, let's join Benny Adams.
The meet and greet here is not just for familiarization. It is a proposal that states the obvious. Come and invest where you will have secured return on your investment.
We have some security challenges, but we have overcome it. And for us, we don't see challenges, we see opportunities. We're looking at $3 billion to look at the last 8 or 9 years. We're very proud to associate with Nigeria.
The pride of investing in Nigeria is further confirmed by one who has done it for decades.
Nigeria today, to me, is the best country to go and invest because we have the market.
If these words are anything to go by, Fabio Ferrari says he is ready to take the risks.
Develop project around biodiversity, and there is a huge possibility to develop this project in Nigeria. So as soon as possible, we'll be there to develop this project. I hope before the end of this year.
Then the conviction to come see for self.
Let's go to Nigeria together and see how it is.
Sun Africa announced an investment worth more than $1.3 billion for solar energy projects, $70 million from Abuja for biodiversity and Honeywell to support NNPC Limited on strategic financing of refinery projects in the Niger Delta. Just as Airtel Africa announced philanthropic investment in data for schools across the country. UNICEF also committed $57 million to 100 schools every year. From New York, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Now, the vast potential and opportunities that abound in Nigeria continue to top deliberations at the second Nigeria International Economic Partnership Forum in New York. The forum attracted investors from across the globe. Let's join Benny Adams again.
Nigeria's economy and population are the largest in Africa, with more than $400 billion in GDP and a growing population of more than 200 million people. Is an asset, says the man wearing the president's shoe at the opening session of this event.
GDP growth in 2022 has been moved by non-oil sector, giving preference to the revenue source and the integration agenda of our government.
True to these words, investments are thriving in Nigeria, and with interactions ongoing at this forum, there is a hope that more miles in the investment journey will be covered.
The Ministry of Petroleum, we are also setting up a one-stop shop to be able to make investment easy for people who are coming. The investment the government has made in this direction what has caused the interest in the global export and the results that we're seeing today. Our results still look good. We can support almost 9 to 10 months of imports.
With encomiums from the global community comes commitment for partnership.
There is an American commitment to Nigeria, and CCA will continue to play our part.
While information on opportunities are being relayed at various plenary sessions, it is expected that more deals will be signed for betterment of Nigeria's economy. From New York, I am Benny Adams, NTA News.
Thank you, Benny. Mr. Buhari is re-strategizing towards addressing conflict and promoting peace and security within the continent. These form part of the issues discussed during high-level events of the AFLPM at the margins of the 77th United Nations General Assembly currently taking place in New York. Ali Kabir reports.
Given the need for promotion and protection of women and children as victims of armed conflict, Africa First Lady's Peace Mission is taking another step of bringing together critical stakeholders in New York to brainstorm on issues towards consolidating on the achievements of the mission under the watch of the current president and the First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari. Issues of sexual and gender-based violence, conflict within the continent, female genital mutilation and early marriage, as well as women and girl child education, and many more, were some of the numerous challenges responsible for the underdevelopment of women in Africa, which the gathering seek to address. The president of the mission, Aisha Buhari, in her virtual presentation, acknowledged the effort of all stakeholders in this project. She also emphasized in clear terms the role young women and girls can play towards promoting peace and security within the continent, which formed the theme of the high-level event this year. The president said, since inception, they have been working round the clock to ensure greater achievements, particularly the construction work at the permanent site of the mission currently going on in Abuja, and the integration of secondary school curriculum to accommodate peace and conflict studies.
One of the issues she raised was the need to promote the education, peace and security education in the curriculum of African basic schools, and it was well received by Africa leaders. Here we are in New York, and security, which has...
I think the fact that the first ladies, as wives of presidents, as mothers, to come forward to support our husbands to address the insecurities that are happening in the continent is a step in the right direction.
The First Lady of the Republic of Burundi, who is the current Vice President of the organization, now counterpart of Cote d'Ivoire, as well as other partners from the UNFPA, UNESCO, among others, promised to always be on the same page with the African First Ladies to ensure a peaceful continent.
Prioritizing women and girls to advance peace and security in Africa, it is critical. The implementation of the WPS is imperative to achieve the development goal, but also the Agenda 2063.
In her speech, she was able to really clearly define what peace is all about and the role women and girls can play, especially women, both at home and in the public front, in terms of promoting peace. This very act, and it will go a long way, because once there's insecurity, the girls and the women are more affected.
The high-level engagement of the Africa First Ladies Peace Mission also resolved to accelerate all effort towards advancing gender mainstreaming within the continent, and the president of the mission, Aisha Buhari, reaffirmed that she will leave no stone unturned towards achieving this before the end of her tenure. In New York, Aliyu Kabir, NTA News.
Still on Onga, President of the United Nations General Assembly Chaba Karusi says the world should come up with policies to address the severe water shortage crisis, which could affect billions of the global population. Chaba Karusi made the plea after a sideline meeting at the ongoing 77th session of the Assembly. Adebala Brooks reports.
Statistics show that half of the world's population are living in areas facing water scarcity, while some 700 million people could be displaced by intense water scarcity by 2030. Chaba Karusi said by 2040, roughly 1 in 4 children worldwide will be living in areas of extremely high water stress.
Significant, very significant water shortage can be expected, and these areas will be provided more than 40% of the grain we have to produce. Let's dedicate this year to solutions through solidarity, sustainability, and science.
Chaba Karusi said on a short term, the international community must make adjustments in its management policies of water resources. Adebola Brooksland, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. We'll take a break. When we return, more reports. Do stay.
Every day, life presents hopes, dreams, and challenges. Challenges that can become successes with a little help. Because a little help can empower you to go from despair to celebration. A little help can keep you going until the race is won. A little help can turn bundles of anxiety into a bundle of joy. And with Glow Data, you get much more than just a little help. You get the biggest data deals in town to make every day glow with small wins and big wins. Dial star 777# to select your Glow Data plan.
Never again should this happen. We have passed through this path before. It was not good for us. I remember the horror, the crying, the blood. Dead bodies everywhere. I almost lost my mind. I couldn't sleep. I remember the cry of innocent children. Many lives were changed forever. We shall never go through that path again. Let us all stand in solidarity with our armed forces, our men and women. We must stand in truth, in honesty, to build a vibrant nation, a mission that you and I can be proud of. The Nigerian Interreligious Council, NIREC, under the co-chairmanship of His Eminence Mohammed Saad Abubakar, CFR MNI, the Sultan of Sokoto, and President General, Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, and His Eminence Archbishop Daniel Oko, President, Christian Association of Nigeria, hereby invites the general public to its third quarter 2022 council meeting under the theme, Working Together for Justice and Peace. Date, 26 September 2022. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Lagos Continental Hotel, Kofo Abayomi Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. Father Prof. Cornelius Omonokwa, Executive Secretary, Announcer.
The Senate Committee on Ecology and Climate Change cordially invite the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, General Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, the Senate President, Dr. Ahmed Lawal, CON, the Minister of Environment, Mohammed H. Abdullahi, heads of agencies of oil company partners, media and other relevant stakeholders to its National Green Summit. Theme, Collective Action for Gas Emission Reduction and Climate Change Mitigation in Nigeria. Date, Tuesday 27 to Wednesday 28 September 2022. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. Venue, Hotel Presidential, Port Harcourt, River State. Chief host, Governor Musa Wike, CON, Executive Governor of River State. Host, Distinguished Senator Dr. Lawali Hassan Anka, Chairman, Senate Committee on Ecology and Climate Change. This summit is strictly on invitation. Jane Ifeoma Okafor, PhD, Clerk, Senate Committee on Ecology and Climate Change, Announcer.
They say nothing good comes easy, but with determination and sheer focus, Goa Foods finds new ways to put food on many plates. We produce competitively priced sugar, flour and pasta that are highly sought after by our corporate and trade partners. At Goa Foods, we remain committed to lead with purpose and make a difference by embracing the responsibility to meet Africa's growing food demand. We dare to lead, so can you. Goa Foods, nourishing lives.
The Board of Trustees, the management of the Muslim Ummah of Southwest Nigeria, Muswin, cordially invite distinguished guests to the launch of its 10 billion naira endowment fund. Venue, Oriental Hotels, Victoria Island, Lagos. Date, Sunday 25th of September 2022. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. Chairman of the occasion is Alhaji Sulaiman Adigua, Chairman, White Foods Limited. Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Majesty, Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetono Ogbagba II, the Awujale of Ijebuland. Special guest of honor, Alhaji Tajuddin Fola Adeola, Chairman and Founder, Faith Foundation. Spiritual Father of the Day, Sheikh Hafiz Abu, the Baba Adili of Lagos. Chief host, His Eminence, Alhaji Dr. Saad Abubakar, the Sultan of Sokoto and President General, Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. Host, Alhaji Rasaki Oladejo, President. Muslim attendance is strictly by invitation. Announcer, Professor Musle T. Yahya, Executive Secretary, Muswin.
You're welcome back. The Senate Committee on the Federal Capital Territory is proposing the payment of property tax on buildings that have been completed but not occupied in the Federal Capital Territory. Chairman of the committee, Senator Smart Adeyemi, at an inaugural meeting of members of the committee, made it clear that all inhabited houses and estates are littered in and around the Federal Capital Territory without generating revenue for the FCT.
We are going to work towards property tax to take for the rich to be able to save the poor. So if you are 2 houses and nobody is occupied there, we'll find out why these houses are not occupied, and we'll call the attention of property, lock them up, so that criminals do not take charge. So that it doesn't become the thing for kidnappers. So these properties that are completed, that are not occupied, what we're going to do is to put in place measures that prepare them to start paying taxes, council tax, so that we can use the money to develop the city.
Senator Smart Adeyemi was appointed new chairman of the Committee on FCT on the 20th of September 2022 following a minor committee reshufflement. Still with the legislature, the legislative arm of government must play a leading role in the fight against corruption by blocking leakages in budget appropriations and legislative oversights. This came up at a workshop for members of the House Committee on Anti-Corruption organized by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies in conjunction with Conrad Adenwa's Think Tank Foundation. John Yakuk reports.
The workshop seeks to explore the link between corruption and insecurity in Nigeria and the role of the legislature in giving support to anti-graft agencies to curb the menace.
It violates social and political grievances, provide incentive for violent conflicts, and undermine both the capacity and legitimacy of the states.
There is no security and no sustainable development without the eradication of corrupt practices.
It has continued to stagnate our development and growth.
A denial of a promising future. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission enumerated areas that manifest corrupt practices, which include budget padding and duplication of projects.
The military wants money, the police want money. We don't need that. When we put huge sums of budget for fictional environment projects that we can hardly evaluate, we have already failed insecurity. We have undermined the capacity of those who have the statutory mandate to protect us.
It is to arrest this through legislation that lawmakers are being trained on the best practices to reverse this trend.
The best way to fight corruption is by designing and implementing a framework of accountability that includes laws and regulations.
The two-day capacity building will also tinker on tackling illicit financial flow in and out of the country. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
The House of Representative Committee on Works has asked the contractor handling the expansion of the Abuja-Kefi Expressway and dualization of Kefi-Lafia-Mokude Road project to ensure the job is delivered according to specification. The committee gave the advice during an oversight of the project. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Ogunshola reports.
Looking from risk sector development teams on the scope and level of work done, kickstarted the oversight at Kenya.
Driving her to Abuja to the interland, the committee observed with keen interest progress made on the job. Though there are challenges and areas of concerns, the contractor put the level of job done at 72%.
To achieve this project before next year and first.
I believe that we should be able to complete it by the time we come to the end of the project duration.
At the Lavia Makudi section of the road, the lawmakers gave their verdict.
Last year we have provided a lot of funding for these projects, and the budget is coming, as you know, by the next few weeks. So before we can drop any money, we'll make sure all our concern, will be addressed.
Awarded to China Harbour Engineering Company in 2017, and the expectation is that it will be delivered on or before April next year in Abuja. Dayo Ogunshola, NTA News.
The National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIMS, is liaising with the National Assembly as it seeks amendment to the NIMS Act and improved funding to the institution. At an engagement with leadership of the House of Representatives, both the House Speaker Femi Bajabiamila and the Director General of the Institute, Professor Ayo Omotayo, were in agreement on the need for government to redirect attention to NIMS.
We are doing all our best to execute the mandate for which you have set up, but we need your help. Our act was passed in 1979, and of course that is about 44 years ago. A lot of changes have occurred in the polity, and of course when there are changes in the polity, we try to also tweak with the laws that we operate with.
There's no doubt that research is key to development in every sector. Therefore, your role is very pivotal in development, in societal, national development.
The Speaker advised quick submission of draft proposal for the amendment, which he pledged would be fast-tracked for early passage. Now let's bring you up to speed with other news. The Minister of State for Education, Goodluck Opia, has assured that ongoing efforts by the federal government to resolve the strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities will yield positive results. He gave the assurance at a grand reception in his honor held at Achimberi in Batoli local government area of Imo State. Faith Iguilo has details.
The grand reception in honor of the Minister of State for Education, Goodluck Opia, put together by friends who came together in their numbers to celebrate his recent appointment and also express appreciation to the President for appointing him. The Minister of State for Education used the opportunity to highlight efforts towards resolving the ongoing ASU strike.
The federal government and the Federal Ministry of Education has engaged the situation, has been in talks with the lecturers day and night, and today all gray areas have been resolved, except probably that the lecturers now demand that the 5 or 6 months of absence from work has to be paid for.
The event attracted prominent indigenes of the state and friends from within and outside the state. In Owerri, Faith Iguilo, NTA News.
Members of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, have discontinued the suit filed against the federal government and striking lecturers seeking to compel them to reach a truce and reopen the public universities. Olabode Arewa reports that the notice of the discontinuance was a fallout of Wednesday's ruling by the National Industrial Court.
Recall that on Wednesday, Justice Polycarp Aman of the National Industrial Court Abuja ordered members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities to suspend their prolonged industrial action and return to the classroom while they continue negotiations with government over the implementation of past agreements. National Association of Nigerian Students and the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, had sought to join the suit as a necessary party. But this Friday, counsel to the students said their suit had become an academic exercise.
We consider the impasse between the federal government and ASU as an oppression on the students of Nigeria, and the NANS president being the figure representing the interests of the students decided to issue this action.
Meanwhile, the suit filed by SERAP was also heard.
Today they could not proceed because they had yet to file a response to the preliminary objection which the federal government has filed, and so they sought an adjournment to enable them file their response.
A substantive judge is expected to hear the substantive suits upon commencement of the new legal year, but ASU has indicated interest in appealing Wednesday's decision. In Abuja, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike says the enthronement of justice, equity and fairness is paramount for the inclusion of all in governance to move the nation forward. The governor stated this at a media party with journalists in Port Harcourt. Ogidi Nyokwere reports.
Governor Wike says the challenge the People's Democratic Party is confronted with is not about presidential or vice presidential candidacy, but the constitutional issue of equitably sharing key positions in the party. The governor insists on equity because the three key decision-making positions of the party are in one zone of the country.
First of all, nobody forced to say that if the presidential candidate emerges from the north and decide, nobody forced him, but he knew that it had been the parties. He knew that it had been the parties. One should have come out to a whole country, to a whole party, if this happens, I'm going to do that. And now people are saying, okay, why not do this thing which will be? And then get that back individual.
He stressed that the issue on ground in the PDP is not only about constitutional matters but of political expediency and need for everyone to be willing to sacrifice for peace to reign. This, he explained, is why the national chairman of the party should honor his word to relinquish power. Governor Wike noted that the PDP should not take Nigerians for granted, but as an opposition must show that it can unite Nigerians by uniting the party. On the possibility of his leaving the PDP due to the perceived injustice, Governor Wike says he will remain in the party to ensure that justice, equity and fairness are entrenched, only with a regret that he wasn't given opportunity to address the challenges in Nigeria. In Port Harcourt, Ogidi Nyokwere, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari felicitates with the National Security Advisor, Major General Muhammad Babagana Mongono, on his 65th birthday. The President, at a special audience, appreciated the NSA for his service to the country and wished him good health, long life and greater service to God and humanity. General Mongono served meritoriously in the Nigerian Army and held positions like Commander Guards Brigade 2007 to 2009, Chief of Defense Intelligence 2009 and 2011, among others. He was appointed National Security Advisor by President Muhammadu Buhari in July 2017. Time now to join Adela in Lagos for more reports from her zone. Hello, Adela.
This day will remain memorable in the minds of residents of Oyeshonuga Street, Mushi, Lagos, following the collapse of a three-story building. Annie Daniels reports that 3 persons were rescued while 2 dead bodies were recovered. Respondents say it is an avoidable calamity.
The 3-story building that collapsed unexpectedly, according to an eyewitness, was a nightclub.
I went there to collect detergents without any sign. No, I didn't know that something is happening. So when I came down, someone is shouting, enter the gate. This house is shaking, this house is shaking. So I ran out to know what is happening. So I stand like this. That building just fell down once.
Although residents claimed there were no conspicuous signs of imminent danger that could have warranted the building to cave in, some respondents, including the chairman of Mushi local government area, Olayiwajuba Moye, insist that there were indications the building may have been marked for demolition before now.
The agency, they have really warned them. Maybe as a result of that, they are trying to make a renovation of it. Because I can see a new paint in the building.
The Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, and its sister agencies deployed necessary equipment, leading to the recovery of 2 bodies, while 3 other persons were rescued alive.
We are using Delta equipment, we are using light duty equipment, and we are using heavy. The heavy duty equipment will pave way for the Delta. So and you can see that we are going from one layer to another. When you have your shock away in front of your building, and with the rainfall coming in, most of the shock away will get filled up, and once it collapses, the whole thing will collapse, and the building, because it's closer to the building, it's possible the building will tilt
towards the choke away that has fallen.
To forestall further building collapse, adjoining structures with defects are to be pulled down. The Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Amata Obamboshe Martins, has directed the Lagos State Building Control Agency and the Lagos State Materials Testing Laboratory to unravel the cause of the unfortunate incident. The area has also been cordoned off.
This is one building collapse, so many. There's only hope and prayer that incidents like this one will not occur again. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
Media practitioners in Nigeria have been urged to collaborate with the military in addressing insecurity confronting the country by toning down their reportage concerning insecurity. This was a fallout at a lecture on the topic Contemporary Security Environment and National Development Efforts of the Armed Forces in Nigeria. Hingina John Adams completes the report.
The critical role of the media in information dissemination in the development of a nation cannot be overemphasized. This is because the media is the watchdog of society. To this end, the military regards the media as partner in progress in her efforts in tackling the challenge of insecurity confronting the nation. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Rabo, agreed that the media has been a worthy partner in tackling insecurity through its reportage. However, in recent time, the reverse is the case.
I'm advocating that the monthly sheet to give more prominence to government security agencies, of course not necessarily covering some of the acts that they may have conducted, but giving prominence to criminal and terrorist activities, in my view, does not speak to our collective good and prosperity.
While acknowledging the tremendous efforts of the media, speakers encouraged media practitioners to see the issue of security as a collective responsibility of everybody.
The role of the media to make sure that they do their work responsibly by giving fair and accurate reports of what is going on.
The media should, resist any temptation of any kind to sensationalize, the kinds of things that border on security in the country. The military, do they in any way take the media into confidence? Do they have one-on-one briefings with them? Do they introspect with them? So to that extent, if they do not do that, and then they decide to turn around and blame the military.
The lecture, organized by the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, is one of several lectures to address concerns of insecurity confronting the nation. In Lagos, Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
Remember, you can still follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen. We'll take another break. The network news will continue thereafter. To stay.
I miss them.
Well, they should be on their way by now.
Will it feel like it used to? With everyone so busy these days.
It will be fine.
Suddenly, she passes right
What was that moonlight?
She always found ways to bring us all together.
Devon's Wings, taste that brings us all together.
It's your time to win big with the All-B Bumper Promotion. Buy an All-B pack for a chance to win 1 million naira. Yes, 1 million naira. 3 winners every month. Buy any pack of All-B, write your name and phone number on the empty pack, submit to any of our designated centers, and stand a chance to win 1 million naira. The All-B Bumper Promotion will run from 12th of August to 12th of November 2022. Visit our social media pages for more information. Buy All-B today and start winning. Terms and conditions apply.
This lesson beyond forever to keep a calm and peaceful sleep.
Remove mosquitoes so you can sleep with a calm and peaceful sleep. Good night, Dylan. Kids, grown-ups, it doesn't matter. Have a cup of peak chocolate anytime and enjoy the delicious nourishment of chocolatey goodness. Peak. Reach for your peak.
It's never just your dream, but also those close to you. It's never just your hustle, but also those who believe in you. It's never just your disappointment, but also those who share your hopes. It's never just your ambition, but also those who have faith in you. Which is why it's never your success alone, but also those who stood by you.
You clean your teeth every morning, but that fresh breath feeling just doesn't last. The answer? Easy. You keep your teeth strong and healthy, and give your mouth long-lasting fresh breath with new Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste. It helps strengthen your teeth and gives you long-lasting fresh breath. Feel fresh, feel fresh, and feel fresh. Stay strong, stay fresh. New Oral-B toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
Bye, Mom.
He's going to play in this weather. Why did you let him go? Can I fall ill? And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he remote roses? To protect our family from illness causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with germ defense gives you protection. Rainy season brings a lot of germs, but Dettol soap's germ defense protects you from up to 100 illness causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol soap.
Forget last season. Forget the winners and the losers. Forget every moment that stole the show. Because this is a brand new season on GoTV. And it's going to be bigger and better than any season before it. With over 7 leagues and top competitions, plus a World Cup. Make sure you get the best seats in the house this new football season. Get a decoder, GoTenna, plus 1 month GoTV Max for 6,900 Naira only. Bigger season, greater football. GoTV. Love it.
Thanks for joining us. Next is business news with Musa Abubakar. Hello, Musa.
Thank you, Jumai. The National Pension Commission, PENCOM, has approved the issuance and immediate implementation of the guidelines on accessing retirement savings account balance towards payment of equity contribution for residential mortgage by retirement savings account holders. Statement by management of PENCOM indicates that the approval is in line with Section 89, subsection 2 of the Pension Reform Act of 2014, which allows retirement savings account holders to use a portion of their account balance towards payment of equity for residential mortgage. The guidelines covered pension contributors in active employment, either as a salaried employee or as a self-employed persons. The maximum amount to be withdrawn shall be 25% of the total mandatory retired savings account balance as at the date of application, and to qualify as a mortgage lender, the company must be licensed by the Central Bank of Nigeria, amongst other requirements. And now to energy. Oil prices plunged about 5% to an 8-month low on Friday as the US dollar hit its strongest level in more than 2 decades. CNBC reports that Brent crude futures were down 4.7% to $86.27 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude fell 5.69% to $78.86 a barrel. The equities market continued its losing streak Friday after the session closed red. The all-share index shed 0.33% at 49,026.62 basis points. Investors in 3,206 deals traded 169 million shares worth 3.192 billion naira. Equity capitalization ended the week at 26.4 trillion naira. Codville, MGX Group and Zenith Bank were the most traded stocks. That's business news. It's back to you, Jomai.
Thank you, Musa. The bidding process of Nigeria Air has been concluded, with Ethiopian Airlines as the preferred bidder with 49% share. Nigerian investors, MRS, SACO, and the Nigerian Sovereign Fund have 46%, while the remaining 5% goes to the federal government of Nigeria. Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika, who stated this in Abuja, noted that both the financial and technical status of Ethiopian Airlines qualified it for the selection. He said the Nigerian Air, which is to come on stream soon, will begin with about 30 aircraft in the first 3 years.
With shareholders 51% Nigerian, with 49 strategic equity partners. When this company, Nigerian Air Limited, is leasing the airplane, it does not restrict the company to must lease from Ethiopian Airlines. It's a misconception. They can lease aircraft from anywhere. They can buy aircraft from anywhere. But when the tariffs are high, everybody comes out. Everybody comes out. So you have more improved service, and the passenger will benefit. And the more the merrier. The intent and purpose of putting and setting up a very well-structured airline in the true set of airline is such that the passenger experience will be more than before, and the options will increase, and the prices will come down, especially when you open your skies.
The minister spoke about the benefits of the Nigerian Air.
The airline will have no stepping right of government, and there will be no control or management whatsoever of this airline. Totally private sector. The investors will decide who manages this airline.
Nigeria Air is expected to be launched with a shuttle service between Abuja and Lagos to establish a new, comfortable and affordable travel between the two major airports. To further ensure mitigation and adaptation to climate change, the North East Development Commission (NEDC) has trained 50 women in fabrication and use of energy-efficient stove. Bashir Nababa reports that the 2 days training drew beneficiaries from across the 17 local government areas of Yobe State.
Climate is changing everywhere. The North-East region is not an exception, courtesy of natural and human factors ranging from desertification, flood, drying up of the lakeshore, disappearance of forests and grazing lands in the region. In discharging its core mandate as an intervention agency, the North-East Development Commission organizes this training for these selected women on smart stove fabrication and use to promote a friendly environment free of carbon emissions, a skill they were asked to step down to other women in their localities.
This training will empower them to be able to be more energy sensitive and energy considered in terms of what they use and what not they use, so that our environment will be better for all.
I'm mana training akan wani sabon stuff da ya fito wanda is more easier than su mukubu su murhu da ake amfani da shi. An samu ma mata sauki ne yanzu. Mun karu da abubuwa da dama, abin da in mata suka fahimta abu ne mai sauki kuma yana da amfani gaskiya. Abu ne ma da za mu taimaki gidanmu, kanmu, iyayenmu, kannanmu da 'ya'yanmu.
At the end of the 2-day training, each participant was presented with a stove free of charge, as well as a token for the purchase of coal for domestic use. From Damaturu, Bashir Nababa, NTA News.
For safety of lives and properties on our roads, increasing activities on the road during the last quarter of the year 2022 are now setting new agenda for commercial vehicle operators for safety of lives and property. This is coming as the Federal Road Safety Corps engages leadership of the National Union of Road Transport Workers on Ember Month campaign. Abubakar Akwanga reports.
Strengthening engagement with those in the transport sector is becoming a strategy to overcome challenges on the road during last quarter of the year. Rising in the center of this initiative is the Federal Road Safety Corps, and this time around, it is the turn of the National Union of Road Transport Workers.
President Barua believed that road safety today in Nigeria will have to be a friend, because the established road safety probably because of commercial vehicles. We know that road safety, there are no grammar we can play on the road, and to comply and cooperate with the road safety on the road.
The Federal Road Safety Corps is prepared to reinforce all safety measures with zero tolerance to night travels, speeding, wrongful overtaking, and alcohol on wheel.
In fact, what we are even trying to do now is to engage the Standard Organization of Nigeria, the Nigerian Automotive Development Council, and other relevant agencies, so that those vehicles that should have limiting device, they should come in as a standard. They should come in with those devices installed.
The two partners agreed to enhance existing relationship and deal mostly with human factors that hinder free flow of vehicular traffic and put many lives in danger during the period and beyond. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Time to join Zenret in our Just Network Center. Hello, Zenret.
Hello, Jummai. Welcome to JOS. As part of efforts to curb medical tourism and address major public health challenges, the Jos University Teaching Hospital is establishing Kidney Transplant Center for patients with renal diseases. Ijoma Ozemina reports.
Renal failure is a major public health challenge and has over the years led to medical tourism. This development necessitated the training of nurses by Jos University Teaching Hospital, following its resolve to establish kidney transplant center for patients with such challenge.
The incidence of the renal cases now is increasing in the country and globally. So with this knowledge that we've acquired, we'll be able to go into the communities to tell them more on preventive nephrology.
Those people that have already had the issue will also not be left behind, because they also need help on how to cope with this condition.
The management of the hospital, the transplant center will be a major breakthrough.
Now, beyond dialysis, kidney transplant is the next step, and I'm glad to announce this to them, and you could see excitement that this is coming on board by the grace of God, the collaboration between University of Jos and Jos University Teaching Hospital.
Chairman, Medical Advisory Committee, Dr. Njem Minor, and Chairman, Medical Advisory Committee, Education and Training, Dr. Kingsley Okonoda, commended youth for the initiative, which is expected to address medical tourism and reduce hardship experienced by patients. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemina, NTA News.
House of Representatives Committee on Basic Education is calling on key players in the sector to ensure judicious utilization of federal government intervention funds to enhance teaching and learning. This was when the committee paid an oversight visit to projects executed in Plateau State by the State Universal Basic Education Board. Indenyang and Abuja has details.
The House Committee on Basic Education was in Plateau State on oversight visit to ascertain the level of utilization of counterpart funds received from the federal government by the Plateau State Universal Basic Education Board for execution of projects in primary schools. A visit took the committee to Sahel Model School, Government Technical College Bukuru, Obasanjo Model School Hoshe in Jos South, where it inspected the renovation work done with the intervention fund. Projects inspected include computer library, public conveniences, and furniture, among others. Other schools visited are Methodist Primary School, School for the Deaf, Local Education Area Primary School Kuseyib in Jos North, and Basa local government areas. The acting chairman of the committee described as satisfactory the quality of work done by the board, urging it to sustain the standard.
From what we have seen so far, they are doing the right thing. We encourage them to work more, work harder, and put more emphasis on maintenance of what they have already put on ground.
Basic education is one level of education that capital intensive because of the number of children that have to go to school. And so we are working to bring down the number of out-of-school children.
The committee urged the school authorities to maintain and protect the facilities against vandalism in Jos, Indenyang and Abuja, NTA News.
Network news continues in Abuja after this timeout.
Bye, Mom.
He's going to play in this weather. Why did you let him go? He might fall ill. And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he remote roses? To protect our family from illness causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with germ defense gives you protection. Rainy season brings a lot of germs. And Dettol soap's germ defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Well, welcome back. Prominent national figures, including top government functionaries, key political actors, traditional rulers, and chieftains of industry, have continued to condole with the FCT Minister of State, Ramatu Tijani Aliu, following the demise of her mother. Ifeanyi Ezumba reports.
Vice President Yemi Osibanjo, National Chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, Minister for Special Duties, Senator George Akome, are among Nigerians who have visited the bereaved minister. The Vice President, in his condolence, said the contributions of the late Hajia Zainab Sidi Ali in the lives of so many, especially the less privileged, will remain indelible.
Probably controls of all we can say is that the government is one completely. None of us has any control over when we sound and when we grow. But all that we are left with is the agreements of the good things, and especially the contributions to the others. That is the part of the very comfortable that in the case of our government, we made very significant contributions.
Earlier, the 16 village chiefs in the FCT also paid condolences to the bereaved family. Ifeanyi Ezumba, NTA.
That's it on the news tonight. Thanks so much for your time. I am Jumma Yusuf. Before we go, don't forget to join the fight against rape and rapists.